Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back one more time. It was morning time. People were waiting at a bus stop. All of a sudden, a guy approached them with a car, a sedan car. He swerved from the street onto the bus stop at full speed, quote unquote. Again, I'm just quoting everything from IDF, from the Israeli police. He hit them, and then he swerved back onto the divided highway, and then he tried to accelerate. At one point, he saw Israeli police officer's car on the highway. So after he hit those people, he came back on the highway and he saw police car. Lo and behold, this gets very, very interesting. He hits the police car. Then, listen to this. He comes out from the car with a screwdriver and a knife, and he attacks the police who had guns on them, and they were ready to confront this guy and to apprehend. Nevertheless, this guy was so brave, or I should call him a stupid guy, that he started attacking the Israeli police officers and eventually got killed. Does it make any sense whatsoever? Because now the Israeli authorities, they are blaming it on Hamas. Okay, so this is the picture. I'm not going to play the video because YouTube will censor me, but this is the picture of the guy driving his car onto a bus stop and hitting people. 13 people got injured, and they said 6 people, they got flattened right on the spot, and then a 20-year-old man, 60-year-old man, they're in critical condition. They were taken to hospital and things like that. Now, here is where things get a little bit iffy. Not a little bit, a lot iffy. What happened is that we have seen in Tel Aviv, they had tried to stage an attack only to blame people from West Bank or Hamas. And when Shin Bet investigated, they found out actually this was done by Israelis themselves. We have seen just a few days ago another attack on the Israeli people in a shopping mall. And this is becoming now a new trend where you see almost every single day somebody is taking up arms from Israel to attack the Israelis. Here, you have to listen to this. This guy, actually, let me actually bring his photo. This guy, why? I mean, I said there are a lot of red flags about this whole story. This guy, okay, his name is Jamil Zaoud. He's 53 years old. So, according to according to the police, Israeli police, he is the one who did that, who injured these 13 people. So again, take a look at this. This is the guy. Now, can you imagine Israeli authorities blaming Hamas for an attack done by their own? He's not a citizen because he was living in Israel. However, he married an Israeli Arab woman. And not only this, I mean, things get even more bizarre. Not only that he's married to an Israeli woman, but also this guy, Jamil Zaoud, he actually was indicted in 2021 by Israeli police. In other words, he is a known person to the authorities. But then when he does something horribly wrong, like what we have seen also in the Western countries, when it is a Muslim, his name is a Muslim, even though he doesn't care about Islam, but he's a Muslim, but because of his name, because of his religious identity, they blame it on all the Muslims. Oh, this is a terrorist attack. Why? Because he's a Muslim, and they plant evidence and they make up lies. Oh, he said Allahu Akbar and on all of this nonsense stuff. Exactly same thing we see in Israel. Obviously, the Western countries, they copy brutality and this kind of propaganda from Israel, from the Zionists, because they're master at it. They're master in deception. They're master in lies and all that. Here, Jamal Zoyud, who is a convicted person who was under the radar of the authorities, who had some mental, looks like, I mean, he's a mentally ill person, but who Israeli authorities blame? Hamas. It is exactly how they blame Hamas for their genocide, where they killed more than 15,000 children. And if you ask them, oh, we didn't do it, Hamas made us do it. You know, Hamas is responsible. We are not. We are innocent. I mean, they make us do it. You know, what can we do? We are bloodthirsty monster. But don't please blame us. This Hamas, look what they have made us do. Exactly the same thing. Their own citizens losing their mind. Israel right now, the Zionists are imploding. They're imploding big time. They are absolutely clueless about their life, about their existence, because they're living on a stolen land. And believe it or not, they know it and they feel it. Why I'm saying this? Take a look at this particular video. His name, this guy, he's ex-Israeli army officer. His name is Sanders, Ben Sanders. He served in the Israeli army, took part in the war in 2014. He is saying why Israelis, they're imploding, and why Israel, as I said, they're shaking at the moment. Take a listen.
I think like 3 times as many Palestinians have already been killed through these bombing campaigns as there were killed in the entire 2014 war, and we haven't even began the ground invasion. Hamas is stronger. That's just a fact. Hamas is stronger, even though we fought them, and I believed during that fighting and with our sacrifice and all the destruction that we wrought in Gaza that we had dealt them a decisive blow. But that was just not true.
Is it possible, do you think, to wipe out Hamas? The Israeli government has said after this appalling terror attack, we will wipe out Hamas. Is that possible?
I think the only way, I think this government is incapable of doing it unless there is a dramatic, axiomatic shift in our approach towards Palestinians. We approach towards Palestinians, they can just be controlled. We can just keep them indefinitely under military occupation, deny them rights, deny them freedoms, the same ones that we cherish for ourselves, they don't have. And it's not about security, it's about ideology. We're ideologically committed to controlling the entire land of Israel exclusively for the Jewish people. And
but there will be many Israelis who simply want revenge on Hamas for this hideous attack.
That will only strengthen them, even if we dismantle and are able to defeat the physical terrorist organization Hamas. We will be strengthening the idea of violent resistance, because the only way to defeat the idea of violent resistance is to create an alternative and to work towards an alternative, one that our government is fundamentally opposed to. So this government can't defeat Hamas.
This government cannot defeat Hamas, but this government can make up lies. This government can always come with false flag, get caught obviously by all of us, because we can see right through their lies, their deceptions. And guys, what is shocking is that this guy, he said these words more than 1 year ago. It was just the beginning of the genocide campaign that Israel launched on the people of Gaza, just the beginning of it. At that point, at the very onset of all of this massacre, he predicted so well that our government cannot defeat Hamas. Take a look where they are right now. And obviously, this is why the Zionists, they're losing it. They are now turning against their own government. There is massacre. There is something going on all the time in Israel. It is not a safe place, in other words, for anybody to live. It is now a cesspool of mentally ill people who are also happen to be very, very violent. I'm talking about obviously the settlers especially. And in general, people in Israel, they are not happy. And this is really the outcome they have brought on themselves, thanks to their government in Tel Aviv.